Hello guys, welcome to this video. In our last video we talked about routing and controllers. So we did some registration and how the post request is being handled. So now in this course we'll be talking about database. So now for your journey as a backend developer, using Node.js or any programming language, you need to come in contact with what we call DBMS, that's database management system. So now we'll be talking about database concept in this video. So let's talk about what a database is. So I'll just type database in programming. I have it here. A database is an organized collection of structured information or data typically stored electronically in a computer system. A database is usually controlled by a database management system. So you need to learn this, how to manage a database. So most database management systems so requires you an extra language, yes, to get started with it. So we're going to be talking about looking at the types of database that we have. So I can just say, okay, see here. So we have relational databases, we have object-oriented databases, we have distributed databases, data warehouses, NoSQL databases, graph database. I've seen what I'm looking for. So in the course of this class, NoSQL databases. We'll be making use of NoSQL databases as far as this course is concerned. So, why do we choose NoSQL databases? You don't need to create tables any longer. So, like we have relational databases here, and I say that we'll be using NoSQL databases. Yes. So, NoSQL database is or non-relational database is an opposite of relational database. Like we can see here, relational database are organized as set of tables with columns and rows. So why this? eh you don't need to, it's not being structured in tables and rows. So we are not going to be making use of relational databases in this course. So now, what is a relational database? What are the types of databases that are under NoSQL database? So and why do we choose that? We have talked about that. So you can search databases, types of types of non-relational databases. So we have key value pair, document databases, can read about, come here and read about them. So we have MongoDB, we have document store, graph database, Oracle NoSQL database. So now I will be talking about MongoDB. So MongoDB is the database management system we are using. So now in this course, so now we'll get started with MongoDB. You can also use MongoDB when you are planning to integrate hundred of different data sources. Since the document-based model of MongoDB serves a great fit. Why do we choose MongoDB? MongoDB is very simple and is not complex. So you don't need to learn an additional language to manage the database system. So and it's so easy. So let's go to mongodb.com. This is the official site of MongoDB. So you can come here and read about it. So you can come here and read about. MongoDB. So you know how it works. This is how MongoDB is being queried. So now and all that. So for you to get started with MongoDB, you need to get MongoDB installed on your system. So now for us in this course, we need to be installing MongoDB, then MongoDB Atlas. Yes, MongoDB Atlas or the Compass can allows you to MongoDB Compass. We'll be using MongoDB Compass. So the Compass is just a user interface, a graphical user interface that allows you manage your data in a user interface instead of you accessing your data in just a terminal. So for you to get started with this, you need to install MongoDB. So you can come here and install MongoDB. Yeah, you can now download it. If you can download MongoDB, so it will give you option according to your operating system. So now this is the current version of MongoDB. I already have this version. So let's try installing it. So if you download, click download, you follow the options then and download. So I have it right here in my system. So I have version 5.0. So but I advise download the current version. So if you click on it, you follow the installation guide. Welcome to MongoDB 5.0. Accept terms, complete. So install MongoDB as a service. So this is the data directory and this is the log directory. I click install. So if you see this checkbox, you check it to install MongoDB Compass along installing MongoDB. So if I click on install, I'll wait for it to install. So this is how you go about installing it. So now you install MongoDB, we'll wait for it to install. So why MongoDB is still installing? So you know that in our last video, we if we do anything here in our controller code, if we do anything, this is where we stopped. If you do anything, we'll have to refresh and restart our server. So we're going to be talking about some dependencies that we'll be using in this course. So now we'll be using some dependencies that will allow us to work fast and fine. So now if you go here, you see dependencies in your package.js. So you see dependencies, we have Express, we have only Express now. So but we'll be installing some dependencies that will allow that will be using in this work. So now I'm going to install nodemon. There is what we call nodemon. So nodemon is just a dependency that you use. It tracks JSS, tracks JavaScript, it tracks your code. Anytime you make any changes on your code, it will automatically refresh or restart your server for you. So we don't need to be doing node app.js again for our server to start. So that's just a stress, like a stress. So I'm going to install nodemon now. So for you to install any dependency on this your Node.js Express server, you need to use the npm node package manager. Just call npm I or npm install. then the name of the dependency. If I just do npm I node more like this, node more, I hit on enter, it will install. So I will advise, make sure you are connected to an internet connection, data connection, so for you to install your dependency successfully. So now I've installed my node more. So now we'll configure nodemon so that nodemon will be tracking every changes we make in our code, so that we will not be refreshing our or restarting our server all the time. So here I will do this. I'll hit on enter. I'll open my double quote. You see all inbuilt function in this our server. So you have restart, we have publish, we have pre-stop. So now we have start. So we want to configure our server to automatically start if we do npm start. So now I will just do this. Okay, mongodb compass is being installed. So I will do node more app.js. So now I'm using nodemon to start our node.js express server. So now if I just do npm start node package manager start, I'll just write it npm start, it will start this my server. So I'm just going to I'm just going to do npm start, our server will start. Npm start, it will start, automatically start our server. So anything we'll be doing, it will be keeping track. If I change anything here, you see that our server will automatically start. So that's it. So it's going to start. So was here, this mongodb compass. So if you install mongodb, if the thing finish installing, it will, as far as you checked that install mongodb compass, it will install this compass for you like this. So that's it. So here is the graphical interface of where you do your connections. So but we'll get to talk about that later. So now if you have mongodb installed, successfully installed on your system, you need to do some things. So you go to your system, go to this PC, you go to your local drive, you go to program files, you go to mongodb, you see mongodb, you click on it, you click on server. This the version I installed 5.0. You click bin, then you click on this URL. So you're going to open this on the terminal. So I'm going to open with cmd, hit on enter. So I want to know whether mongodb is installed on my system. Is installed already. So I want to do some certain stuff with mongodb. So I'll just write mongo. So if the thing bring out something like this, know that you have mongo on your system. So mongodb share version, yeah. So now if I say show like this, show dbs, show dbs, these all my database that I have connected on my system. So now if I say, so I can do some certain stuff. Yeah, I can say switch on dbs, use DBA. So if you show DBS, so if you do db dot get, okay, let me say use admin. This is the default. You see this on your own. You see local, you see config, you see this. So if you don't have connected database, so if I say use admin, I hit on enter, switch to admin. So I will do db dot get, assuming I have users collection. In this admin, I'll say get users, like this. So it will bring an empty array. So that's it. So this is how you get to work with MongoDB. So but working on it on a terminal like this is somehow difficult. For most people. So that is why MongoDB has what we call MongoDB Compass. So now this compass enables you to view your database and your collections in a very intuitive user interface. So now here you do your connections and all that. We'll get to that in this course. So now we have successfully installed MongoDB on our system. So we need to do some configurations in this our server side code so that we can connect our DB to our server, so that we can go ahead in storing our data. So please don't forget to like this video, comment on the comment section, and subscribe. Hit on the bell icon to subscribe to this channel. Thank you.